Hi guys, it's talv, and today I'm going to be showing you the beta version of my new app SymNote, which is a note-taking app for Symbian 3 smartphones, which uses the SimpleNote web service backend to sync everything to the clouds. Let me just start the app up now. There we go, splash screen and the login screen there. If I click on one of the text fields, it actually uses split entry throughout the entire app. So I'm just going to sign in real quick now and show you the rest of the app working. And go on, it's hard to type through the screen, so bear with me a second. Okay, and obviously if you haven't got a SimpleNote account, you can sign up using the web sign up forms there and exit down the bottom there also as well. So let's just sign in and see how it goes. I've got a loading indicator going at the top there, and you can see it's downloading all my notes for me now, and that doesn't actually take that long, but this is the longest sort of loading time you'll have, which is the initial sync the app does. So there we go, got the full list of all my notes available to me. It's got, you know, as you'd expect, kinetic scrolling and a scroll bar that appears and fades out. This is actually written using the new Qt components, which is why the app is only available for Symbian 3 devices at the moment, but hopefully it will be out for Symbian 1 when they release it for Qt components for those. Okay, let's just go over what do we get in the first menu. Sign out, you know, back to the splash screen where we exit to quit. Info, just a bit of, oh, hang on, try that again. Info, just a bit of info about the app and me, and where to, you know, that sort of thing. You can contact me on my website. Okay, we've got sync options, which basically says when you start the app, do you want it to automatically sync, or do you want it to, you know, do you want to manually do the syncing there? I always have it in automatic, so I want my notes to be as up to date as they can be. Sync is just forcing the sync there, so click out, come here. What we can do straight away from here is also search based on the note content, so it searches through the entire note itself, or tags which you can assign to each of your notes. So if I just look for, there's the word feedback up there, if I type that into the search field, obviously you click on it and the dialog moves up, so you know it still remains in focus throughout the entire, well, when the keyboard's visible. So if I type the word feedback in, we should see that note come up. Feedback. Again, it's a bit hard to type through the camera screen like this. So, oops. Note contents, search. There we are, we have the note there. So if I click on the note now, let's try and get that focused a bit better. There we go. We've got the full note, again, very smooth to scroll through. That's quite a long note there as well. See, when you click in and go into the editor, it actually resizes, oh, I'm going to move the phone, it resizes this, the viewport, so it becomes that big, which means you don't lose text behind the keyboard, which was a problem which a bunch of other apps with large text areas have using split entry. If you want to see more information about the note itself, you can press the info here, it flips the note over. We've got a bit more entry, some of the tags that are going on there. These tags are email addresses, which mean that this note becomes shared, and obviously it says shared there. Obviously edited quite a lot because it's my feedback for this app from my beta testers there. Got view modes here, so we've got a list of, you know, I can see all my deleted notes. If I want to undelete them, I can go back into them. I don't really want to do that, to be honest. Or notes, you know, push your active notes and deleted notes together, well, and unsynced notes. What unsynced notes are basically notes you start or edit when you haven't got a data connection available. The app stores them, and when you get a connection available and you sync again, it sends those notes back up, so it keeps you in sync all the time. So let's just create a note real quick and see it come back up to the web service. So let's just write a real quick one here. Test note. Okay, create my first, because it's a brand new note, it should ask me if I want to save. Basically, I can manually save the note here using the save icon, or if I try and exit this note because it realizes it's been edited, it'll ask me, do I want to save? The answer is yes. You get your loading, there you go, it's very fast. Test note, go back into it, of course it's there. And now if I'm going to go bring up SimpleNote on my desktop, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but we have test note, third one down there. My USB cable's in the way. Third one down there. Okay, so that's the app itself. I've actually got it running with keyboard support on the E6. Okay, and now I'm going to show you SymNote running on the E6. So just start the app up there. By the way, I got sent this E6 as a trial unit for 4 weeks from Nokia, which is very nice of them, because quite a few people asked me to get keyboard support working for them. So hopefully, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this through the camera, but if I click there, well, it should be focused already. Yeah, there's a real faint blue outline to indicate focus around there, but if I click down here, focus changes. So that's, you know, if I now use the keyboard to navigate up there, let's move back up there to the email address, again down to password. Buttons don't really have a focus, but it's actually there for, you can see if I use the D-pad there. So let me just sign into the app real quick. Hang on a second. So indicate we're focused on the password button again, so press down and enter. Again, loading indicator at the top left there. And there we go, preparing and syncing this time. So there isn't full keyboard support throughout the app. For example, you can't use the keyboard to navigate through these bottom menu items here, but the list view is navigatable using the keyboards. Up and down is there. Again, if I go into the and it wraps around as well, so if I go right to the top, it will just scroll me straight down to the bottom. So if I go into an app bio, I can, you know, using the center button there, we go in the note. See if we can try and get that focused a bit better. Come on. See something at least now. As you can see, there's some text there now. For SymNote, because on the E6 the resolution is much higher than normal, what it actually did was have a font size switcher. So by default it's actually, can we see that again? I don't know if you can see that there, but it's a, gosh, there we go, just about. So you probably can't make it out, but you can see that the font's a lot smaller there. So in the note view, the actual editor, it's a lot bigger. You can, well, there's the toggle to make the font a lot bigger, rather. Get an email come through right there. So again, scrolling by fingers, obviously supported with touch, and you can, hang on, let's position the cursor somewhere. So see if we can spot that's flashing right over here at the end of this dotted line. So using the D-pad to navigate through, and obviously as you go up and down there, so the screen follows the cursor there, and that's really the keyboard support that I have at the moment. Obviously typing as normal as you'd expect works, but at least there is some sort of support on there. I found myself when using the device quite a lot, I hated not being able to navigate, you know, particularly using up and down. Flick scrolling is not so, I don't know, I just didn't really like it as much on the E6, so the up and downs definitely made the app a lot more usable for me. But you know, everything else is there that you'd expect. It's actually the same app. I didn't want to do what some people suggested, which was develop a separate version of it for the E6. I wanted to make sure that they all ran together, because I didn't want to then push updates out for one set of apps and then leave the E6 lagging or something like that. So, you know, everyone who's got an E6 will get all the same updates, or that's the other Symbian 3 devices will get. So that's SymNote on the E6 there.